We've been talking about how you get reconnected with your natural state of confidence. It starts with what you think about yourself, your own self-image. Confidence is believing that you are capable. And so that ties right in to how you feel about yourself, what you think you're capable of doing. And the key word here is think, because it comes down to your thoughts. The thoughts that you're thinking, it's what you tell yourself because of those thoughts. It's what you believe. And that's where confidence comes from. What you believe you're capable of doing. What you believe is possible for you. That's the place that we're going to focus on, because your natural state is to be confident. I talked about reconnecting with your natural confidence. And the first step is upgrading your self-image, what it is you think about yourself. That's something that's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. When you become aware of what you're thinking, catch yourself when you're thinking thoughts that are not helpful, and upgrading them to a better thought. That's what we'll be focusing on. There's some different steps along the way, and we'll be covering all of those in a little more depth in some of these videos. But the number one thing is what you think about yourself, your self-image. We've been taught since a young age to follow the rules, fit in the box. We're not taught to think. We're taught to listen and follow orders, pay attention to the rules. It was not done for any malicious intent. It was done to keep us safe. It was done to keep us within the boundaries of what's acceptable in society. It was set up that way by your parents and your teachers and the people who had authority over you to have you follow the rules and not get in any trouble. And that's where it all started from. But what happens along the way when someone is told, no, do it this way, don't do it that way, do it this way? It's almost universal that we begin to get an idea that we're not good enough, that we're not smart enough. But that's a universal belief that stops us, so many of us. And once we form this belief, it's probably not going to be examined much after that fact. Once we develop a belief, it's not likely that we're going to give it a lot of thought. We're going to give it a lot of examination. We're just going to act from that position as that's true. And that's where we get locked in and stuck. When we're young, we're open to possibilities. And we want to reconnect with that youthful spirit. If you can remember back at a time when there was no question about whether or not you were good enough, whether or not you were going to be able to do something, it was just taken for granted that you were good enough, that you were able. And if you weren't smart enough or skillful enough at that particular time, it's just a matter of getting the teaching and the learning and the knowledge to be able to do it. There's nothing deficient within you inherently. That's a universal problem that so many of us have. It comes down to what you believe about yourself. I know a lot of guys and girls that have come up here to race their horses from down under, from Australia and New Zealand. And in that culture, they don't seem to have that same cultural belief. At least it's not as universal as it is with Americans. And it's kind of refreshing to see. They have a belief that they're capable. They have a belief that it's going to be easy. And because of that, it serves them well. It serves them well traveling through life with that belief system, belief in themselves, belief in their own capabilities, because that's really what confidence comes down to. And we're going to delve into that a little bit further as we go along. So keep watching. Tom O'Ryan, EquestrianHypnoCoach.com.